It is huge. £25, 1 ounce 6. Boomback ray. Halibut on! Fish, mate.
Second time mini one. Get a side of that.
Welcome to beautiful Norway. This is why we come to Norway. The size of its guts. He's full up on something.
£35.11. Whoa, look at that.
This is not what I wanted to happen. Yellow blonde. And it's a tea bag.
Hi guys, welcome back to another Norway video. Norway prep again. I'm just 5 weeks out from heading to Norway. Trying loads of new tactics, new area. So I'm really excited about this one. It's going to be 7 days, full 7 days fishing. So we're staying for 8 days, full fishing for 7. Got loads of new things I've got delivered that I want to try. New cool box, as you can see, got delivered this morning. Says it can keep stuff frozen for 4 days. But my brother's got a cool box similar to this, and we've had stuff frozen in it for longer than 4. So yeah, I'll just get set up. I'm going to go through everything I'm going to use. So this video is going to be a bit longer. Rods, reels, lures, traces, baits, everything. I'm going to go through absolutely everything. Instead of doing a couple of small ones, I'll just do one big one now. Yeah, got a nice big Veals order in there. I'm not sure if you can see. Loads of things in there. I'll get the camera set up, pointed on my little desk, and I'll show you what I'm bringing to Norway with me. Okay guys, I've just emptied that nice little order from Veals. This is just like my bits box of components. Got crane swivels I'll be using to make up pulley rigs, up and overs, etc., which I'll move on to shortly. But this is just, there's nothing different to what most people have. Obviously you've got some big giant pop-up beads, but I've actually got some rigs left over from last year's, so use them first. But what I am interested in trying out this time, I want to get a big place, and these are from Nova, and they're called angel clips. So you tie your main line to your top there, and your weight will go on down the bottom here, and then you'll have 2 hooks which are going to be on a up and over wishbone. We'll then hook on to either side then. So yeah, really interested to use them. For nighttime fishing, some sea glow, giant loomy beads, solar splashdowns. Got to put a load of imps together here, etc. So yeah, that's the bits box. I'll move on to making some rigs, and I'll show you my hooks and what size hooks I'll be using. But the main traces will be up and overs, pulleys, and then I'll be using like 2 clip downs for scratching around for like small curries and stuff. And then all my lure gear, which I'll go through after as well. Right guys, this video is going to be a bit all over the shop. I'm just doing bits and bobs as I go along. Like I've just stripped 3 reels down. This is how not to look after your reels. They're covered in salt residue, and you know, they're not tidy. They should be looked after a lot more. But the tools, they're meant to be used. It's only around the feet and stuff. I do swill them, like a quick swill under the sink and stuff. But I think the fathoms copped it the worst. Absolutely horrendous salt build up all around here. It's because I keep these rubber strips on for casting, and it just causes the salt to build up. Anyway, I am about to put some braid on a spinning reel. Bought a brand new spinning reel to chuck on my spinning rod for Norway, which is a Namora kanji, cast up to 130 grams. I think it's about what was it? What length is it? 2.7 meters. No idea what that is in feet, but it's perfect for me. It does the job. So this reel is literally fresh out the box. It's a Shimano Sedona, and it's a size 6000. I was told by a friend of mine that these reels aren't the actual sizes. So, you know, a 5,500 spin fisher, which I usually use, is actually bigger than this 6,500. 6,000, sorry. So what I'm doing now is just putting the handle on. Like so. Lovely, nice little reel. What I do like about it as well is that's a nice loud ratchet. I should be singing in Norway hopefully. So I'm gonna chuck that on now. Put it on the reel. I'm tired. Not long come off night shift, so my head's all over the shop. Put that on the rod. Oh, feels nice on this rod, to be fair. Yes, I like it. I like it. And on that, we are going to be putting some Diver J braid, £35. There's 300 meters here. So what I like to do with this to make sure you've got enough on the rod, so I'll always put a little bit of mono backing on the reel to start off with. Only a tiny bit, only a couple of spins around the spool to stop it from twisting, and then I'll cut it, tie the braid on, and I'll put all the braid on. Sometimes it might fall a bit short of the spool, but at least you know how much mono you've got to put on then. And then I'll transfer the top bit of the mono onto one reel, transfer the braid onto another reel, and then you should be able to transfer it all back onto this reel. So you know exactly what amounts you need. Bucket of water to chuck the braid in. Yeah, I'll chuck it on and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So this is what stage we're up to. There's a couple of tins chopped off. Tie the braid on now, put all the braid on. Well, I've been very lucky with this reel, I think. It is filled up perfectly. You don't want it too full, so I don't need to transfer it back onto anything at all now. It's just ready for a leader. It's ready to rock. Feels lovely, this setup. Be using 100 gram like savage sand eels and like 80 gram metals and deep water. Pick up some cod, maybe some halibut, big coalies hopefully. But yeah, that's the spinning reel done. I'm gonna head to the kitchen now and give my big reels a clean. Very happy with that. Very, very happy. Right, the reels are looking better than they were. Oh, bit of water coming out on that one. All clean. I'm gonna chuck some line on now. I got 2 BGs here and a Fathom casting special, all tarted up with a fancy handle on the mag conversion. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start putting some line on. The line I like to use for Norway, I don't know why, is yellow. I always like yellow. Yellow or green. Only because it's a very vast sport. Sport? £20 on these reels. I've got a Saltist 30H coming back from Chris Macy that's been magged, and on that will be £25 line. So I'm gonna crack on now. You don't need to see me filling these up, but I'll show you afterwards when they're done. And with them they will be £80 leader. This is new stuff, never used it before. I usually use ASO Ultraflex. So we'll give this stuff a whirl now. Right, I'll crack on. There we are, guys, and just like that, 3 reels ready to rock and roll. I'll take these out for a cast in a couple of weeks' time now. But yeah, they're all full to the brim. £20 line, £80 leader, and then just a swivel on the end for now. So they're ready to rock and roll. I'm going to take a break now. Probably film this video over a couple of days, so we'll go inside and chill out for a bit. I think my next job will be to tie an £80 leader onto this braid, and then I think my other Saltist is coming back from Cardiff tomorrow, so it'll be a leader on that, line and leader on the Saltist, leader, excuse me, on this Yuki Star Surf. That'll be used for the flatties and stuff, and yeah, we'll go from there. See what tomorrow brings. Right, it's back. Ooh, lovely. Feels a nice bit of kit, this. Gonna load it up with £25 Very Vast Sport. This is gonna be on my big bait rod, so this is gonna be like my main halibut rod. Yeah, so it's gonna be £25 line, £80 leader. I might go up to £100 leader. That's going to be used for like whole mackerel, whole coalies, whole herring baits, and we'll give it a whirl. But yeah, I'm going to chuck some line on it now and move on to another thing. I don't know what's going to be. It might be lure rod next, I don't know. But yeah, can't wait to test this out. Right guys, I've just tied a leader knot onto my spinning reel. I tend to up everything when I go to Norway in strength. So on my spinning reel, I've done an FG knot instead of a GT. That's not going to pick up focus, is it? No. But yeah, that's my FG. I haven't tied this in a good while. So yeah, nice to see I've still got it. Nice and tight. Go through the guides nicely. So that's the spinning reel done. I got a tie leader on my fixed spool now. I'll just be a bimini. That'll be like my place rod. And then I might talk to you about rods and reels. Every single rod and bring in every reel. Yeah, I think I will. So I'll bring you back once I've got everything out. Right, let's move on to the juicy stuff. The boys' toys. This is my selection of rods that I take to Norway with me. I take a total number of six rods. I'll go for each one now. Each rod has its own job out there. I'll start off with my usual Century Graphics. This is the lure rod, Century Graphics lure rod. Exactly the same setup as I use in the UK. Light lures, like my 20 gram, 30 gram metals, paired with a pen slammer, 3,500. That'll just be used for like a bit of fun on the coalies and maybe cod if I can get the odd cod on it, on the light gear. Should have a bit of fun on that. Next one is the Namora Kanji. Now this rod casts up to 130 grams, and it's paired with the Shimano Sedona 6000 size, and that is going to be used purely for heavy lures, stuff like this, Savage Gear sand eels, etc., and you know, some heavy jigs and stuff. 80 gram metal. Third rod is, this is my flatty bashing rod. It's a Conti style Vicelli Sentinel T, Enigma Sentinel T. Powerhouse of a rod. It's paired with Yuki Star Surf, I think it's called. 15 pound line, 80 pound leader. Up and overs with small hooks, bits of black Logan fish bait for placing dabs. Next rod is this is a rod I haven't used in years, so I'm pretty happy I'm taking this out. Just had a rebuild locally, and it's my Sonic SKS3 bass rod. That's paired with my Penn Spin Fisher 5,500. Oops. And this is just going to be a scratching rod, catching coalies, small coalies for bait, etc. Yeah, that's what that rod's going to be used for. That'll probably be folded up in the van all the time if we want to try catch bait somewhere. That's what we'll use between me and all the boys. And then we go on to the big boys. So we have, is this going to fit there? Century Eliminator T1000, and on that is Daiwa Saltis BG30 with 20 pound Varibass Sport and 80 pound leader. That's going to be used for big baits, so I'll be casting out like whole herring, whole mackerel, whole coalfish, 8 ounce lead, pop up on a pop up rig, poly pop up, cast out, leave it there all day. Just leave it. It's not going to be like a bait where you cut it up and get juices flowing. It's going to be more of a visual sighting. When halibut feed on the bottom, they're always looking up, ready for it to catch its prey. And then this rod, this is going to be my main halibut rod, and it's a Century Eliminator T900, and paired with that is a Daiwa Saltis 30H. I haven't even cast this reel yet. I'm going to take it for a cast tomorrow probably. Looks like a powerhouse of a reel, and that's going to be used for using sliders with bait on. So what you do with the sliders is you catch bait and you send down a whole herring or a whole coalie, and all this does is cover more ground. So it's anchored down to the seabed, and this slides down your main line. It just covers more distance, so better potential. You can use live or dead coalies, but it is illegal to use live coalies, so we tend to use whole fish. Keep the line nice and tight and slide it down. Job done. And then I got a spare BG with me as well, just in case things go tits up. That's it. That's the rods and reels. Rigs next. Rigs and lures. I'm not going to go over clothing because it's not going to be too cold there. Just usual bib and brace will be fine. Going in September, so it shouldn't be snowy. I have been in November where it's been a bit colder, snow and ice, but I don't pack too much. But yeah, we'll get onto the lures next, I think. Right guys, it's been a few days since I've done my last little clip. I know this is all in one video, but it's been days for me. I'm just going to be talking about lures. Oh, I've lost some. Nightmare. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about what lures I bring to Norway with me now. It's going to be a variety this year because I'm fully aware that the area I'm going to, it's either you're going to get a big fish, a nice halibut, or it's going to be a long day. But apparently spinning out there with lures and metals and stuff is meant to be shit hot, so I'm bringing plenty with me. So what I'd usually do, I'm going to bring a light setup and a heavy setup, which I've already spoken about. I'm just going to go through a load of lures now. So on the heavy setup, I'll be using lures from 50 grams all the way up to about 100 grams. And these are the kind of things I'm using. So this one here is 100 grammer, right on the bottom there. I can't remember what these are called. These are from Seaboom, a guy called Alan Yates. Quality lures, really, really good. That's 100 grammer, so that's called a mighty, I'm gonna say mighty maggot, I think. But yeah, I got different sizes. That's a 45 grammer, different colors. You know, that's another 45 grammer. It's a 70 grammer. All different colors. You know, and some dark ones if it's sunny. And then I've also got some, these called curl tails. So that tail works very well when you're retrieving it. And again, I've got some 45 grammers, and I've also got a 70 grammer there as well. Glitter colours, etc, etc. And then I've also got some Savage Gear. These are the V2 sand eels. It says it's a 86 gram head, so I'm assuming that's probably going to be not far off 100 grams total, I'd say. So yeah, that's the V2s. White, lemon bark, and my all-time favourite for the bass over here, the green glitter. So that's 100 grammers. And then I've also got some old school 100 grammers. These are the original V2s, original Savage Gear sand eels, lemon bark. I can't remember what this one's called, to be fair. Motor oil UV. Another like glittery colour, and a puffin colour. And even more for the heavy stuff now. I've got a box of metals, and on the metals I'll be using things like this. These are the heavy metals, so that's an 80 gram HTO slow jig. I've got 80 gram Cedra slow jig, and I've got two of the same kind of colour. I'm not too sure if I've gone the wrong like colour, if I should have got like funky colours, but I quite like a silvery flash. Just, I think it catches the angler's eye more than the fish. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the heavy stuff. Oh, I've also got the old school Dexter wedge, classic, old but gold. And then moving on to the lighter rod, which I think I'm gonna have so much fun on. It'll be on my Century Graphics lure rod, and I'll be using things like this. So I've got, oh, you can see it there, Savage Gear Seeker. Got a couple of them there. I got 3 in there, about 40 grams. And on the other side, then I've got a load of slow jigs. Oh, all like 40 grammers, 30 grammers, etc. What have I dropped down here? Another HCO like slow jig kind of thing. And then if I'm fishing shallower waters, I've got smaller ones. These are 20 grammers. Hopefully pick up some nice small coalies on that to use for bait. And that is pretty much it, guys. Pretty well stocked. So I'm gonna pack these into a box now and give it away just to see how much weight is taking up, because I think it's going to be quite a lot, to be fair, considering how many things I've got here. But I'm hoping for a nice bit of sport. Oh, I forgot these as well. These are like the Savage Sandies I use back home here for the lighter lure fishing. Yeah, I'll get these weighed up. I'll probably move on to rigs and then packing. So we'll see what the next clip brings. I don't know what it could be, but we'll find out. Right, we're moving on to rigs now. For rigs, I'm keeping it pretty simple this trip. It's going to be pulley rigs with 8/0 hooks, big hooks on pop-ups for casting out whole mackerel, whole cowies, whole herring. There's going to be maybe some lighter pulleys with some 5/0 hooks, smaller hooks. Give them a go. There'll be 2 hook clip downs, up and over wishbone rigs, and also be using stuff like this just to bait up and flick over the sides of jetties and flick out close to rocks and stuff, just to pick up some scratching species, usually coalies, small codlin, stuff like that. But I'll get set up, I'll talk you through what lines I use, etc, and I'll make some rigs up. Right, I won't show you making the rigs, but I'll just show you what the rig consists of. This is my 200-pound pulley straight through. So on the business end, we've got an 8/0 big mouth extra, a 4/0 catfish, 2 pop-ups, and that's just a bit of silicone tubing looped through twice so it can slide up and down the line, like so. So when I put a big bait on, I can stop the floaty beads from going back up the line, so it should lift the whole bait off the floor. And then it goes all the way through to the figure of 8. I do that instead of putting a swivel there. And then it goes down to bead, swivel, bead, and my solo splashdown. That's it. Plain, simple, nothing fancy. We'll give it a whirl. Right, I have made a monstrosity of a rig here. This is called an up and over wishbone. So try not to let it go too slack. So the rig works by making a big loop in the line, and it goes up and over that clip down to an angel clip. I know it's not the prettiest at the moment, but once that hits the water, everything comes loose, he says. And it comes off the loop at the top. Tighten up. So that's the main body of the rig. Tighten your line up to your lead, so your lead's at the bottom, anchored in, and coming off that, you have a very, very long snood, which will be armed with nice black lug baits. So yeah, it's a monster rig. It takes me a while to tie, but I'm only going to do a couple, and yeah, hopefully this will pick up the flatties. I've got one with bling, one without. I'm going to do another one with bling now, and I think that'll do. I'm not going to put major time into it. It'll be more of a scratching kind of cast out and wait to see what happens kind of rod. But yeah, that's the up and over. That's pretty much it for the rigs. Up and over pulleys. I've tied some normal pulleys as well with no pop-ups. And I got one with big pop-ups on. And then obviously I'll have the sliders out then as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna pack the bags up now, and hopefully we'll be out there soon. It's currently the 22nd of August, and I'm absolutely buzzing for this trip. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, these hooks are just 1.0 Big Mouth Extras Varigas. That's what I'm using for the flatties. I'm just trying to think now. Should I make up some clip downs? I said I was going to. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to use them though, to be fair. Nah, I won't bother with the clip downs. These will do for now. I got the bloody feathers and sabikis if I want to scratch around for stuff like that. But cheers for watching, guys. Like and subscribe, and I look forward to putting out some nice Norway videos for you. I'm going to try to do day by day, so over the set of like 5 or 6 weeks after I come back, you'll have one every week. So keep an eye out, Norway videos, Roller, Andorra, or Andoja, whatever you want to call it, coming very soon. Cheers.